So, XQC recently came out and slammed Dan Clancy for being left off of his streaming Mount Rushmore. If you've seen the video I made recently on the TwitchCon situation, you know that Dan Clancy is already having a bad week, and getting slammed publicly by one of the biggest streamers is not gonna make it any better for him. Dan basically came out on Kai's stream and said that his Mount Rushmore of streaming was Kai, Ninja, Carnage, and Pokimane, which, nah. XQC basically came out and said that streamers like himself, Soda Poppin, and Wreckful deserve to be there by the way they pioneered the space, but it got me thinking. Making a streamer Mount Rushmore that everybody would agree with would be very, very difficult because it's going to be subjective across people and it's going to be really difficult to quantify the actual impact that each streamer has actually had on the streaming space. And no matter which four names you put on the streamer Mount Rushmore, you're never going to make everybody happy with it, so you're best off just not making one at all. But that's exactly what we're going to do today. Welcome to the definitive 100% correct, inarguable, objective streamer Mount Rushmore. But before I get started with that, we just hit 800 subs on the channel yesterday, so thank you guys so much for all the support you've been giving me. If you're new here and you haven't liked or subscribed to the channel, please consider doing that because it really helps out. And let's get into this. At number 4, we got Ludwig. Now obviously he needs no introduction. He's a previous sub record holder on Twitch when he hit over 280,000 in 2021. But the real reason he's here is because of his popularization of the subathon format by streaming for 31 days straight in order to break Twitch's sub record at the time. This was also one of the instances where you saw a streamer get mainstream press coverage by New York Times, Washington Post, etc., which at the time was almost unheard of for a Twitch streamer. But it definitely wasn't uncommon for the guy we got at number 3. At number 3, we got Ninja, the GOAT of gaming streamers. For like a year and a half, Ninja basically had the streaming world on his back. This guy was actually doing like some mythical feats. He had 270,000 subscribers with no subathon. He was the face of the biggest game in the world at the time, had the most followers on Twitch, and simultaneously held the record for most concurrent viewers in a stream by an individual streamer after he played Fortnite on stream with Drake. This guy was actually the Michael Jordan of streaming. He was on Jimmy Fallon, Ellen, ESPN, he was in an NFL Super Bowl commercial. Obviously, as Fortnite died off and he took a $30 million deal to go stream with Mixer, his name wasn't said as much as it was previously, but this guy was actually the GOAT. But despite the fact that Ninja was winning championships with no help, we can't deny the numbers, because at number 2 we got Kai Cenat. Now we don't gotta spend too much time talking about Kai, bro. Kai got it out the mud and he is the biggest Twitch streamer ever, no debate. Current most subscribed Twitch streamer and obviously record holder at over 1 million subs right now. Current most followed Twitch streamer at almost 20 million followers. Recently had his first stream at over 1 million concurrent viewers when LeBron James was on cutting his hair at the end of Mafiathon 3. He's basically taken the subathon format that Ludwig introduced and he has turned it into his own special thing in which he has been dominating the platform with it. Kai Cenat is the king of Twitch, and the only reason why he's not number 1 on this Mount Rushmore is because he is, unfortunately for him, coexisting with the biggest streamer of all time. At number 1 we got Ishowspeed. This should be no surprise, but for some reason it's actually controversial calling Ishowspeed a bigger streamer than Kai Cenat, so I'm gonna explain my reasoning. Now I actually think it's much more of a debate after Mafiathon 3 now that Kai has hit over 1 million subscribers on Twitch and had a 1 million concurrent viewers stream. But when comparing Kai with Speed, people who argue Kai seem to conveniently forget that Speed has got over 44 million subscribers on YouTube. The guy's also got 41 million followers on Instagram. This guy's socials are actually insane and his reach is so global because of the way he does his streams. Ishowspeed is easily the most recognizable streamer of all time. Speed is at the point where he isn't just mainstream, he's actually mainstream everywhere. He's done stream tours in like 4 continents, none of which in any country he went to he wasn't surrounded by swarms of people. The guy's got more followers on social media than the NFL, and if you go onto the NFL's pages right now, you'll see videos of Speed running around with Tom Brady. 1 million concurrent viewers is a feat that Speed pulled off ages ago when he was in Indonesia. But yeah, no, the guy's insane. If you think you'd rather have Kai over Speed on your Mount Rushmore, or if you think there's somebody I left off my Mount Rushmore, let me know in the comments who yours is. There were a couple like honorable mentions, like XQC I think could definitely make it onto the Mount Rushmore. I think Pokimane could also make it onto the Mount Rushmore and a few others. But yeah, no, I'm pretty happy with my Mount Rushmore. I've got Ludwig there because of his influence on the streaming community that you can see constantly. Ninja's also there because of his influence and also just the numbers he was pulling were way ahead of his time. Then I've got Kai and Speed here based on pure impact and the way that they are currently leading the streaming world. But yeah, this was a fun video to put together. Thank you guys again so much for 800 subs. We're gonna keep uploading every day as usual, and if you enjoyed this video and you're still here and you still haven't liked, please consider leaving a like and subscribing to the channel because we're trying to hit 1,000 subs by the end of the year. And that's basically it from me, so I'm gonna catch you guys in the next one. Peace.